Hi, Julie, head of data over here at Census, and I want to show you how you can create data points in Census using our GPT columns that can be used as part of a re-engagement campaign for your high-value customers that might be slowly starting to back away. And so we'll go into Braze first, and I'll just show you what the end product looks like. So essentially, you'll be able to create a segment with your high value customers. And here we've described high value customers as anybody with a loyalty status of gold, platinum, or silver, but however you define your high value customers. And then these are the two data points that we created using Census GPT column. So we created an engagement score trend and we created a current engagement score. And so this allows us to flag high value customers that are starting to decrease their usage. So let's go into Census now and I'll show you how we created that. So inside Census, everything starts with a data set. So if you're familiar with SQL, you can help build out this part. If you're not, we're going to provide the sample SQL that you can send to your data team to help build this out. And so what you're going to need is you're going to need events that you want to track that you consider engaged and the user traits that help define their high value. So for us, it's loyalty status. So I'm not going to walk through too heavily this SQL statement. We'll be providing the sample in the blog post, but the end product is going to give you one row per customer. Now, these are not real customers, but I just want to show you what the output looks like. So for each customer, we're going to have the events that they did in the last 60 days and the events that they did in the previous 60 days because we want to compare the trends. And we will go to the next part, which is where you're going to do the majority of the work, and that's using our GPT columns. So come into our columns, and we're going to create this engagement score. So from those two data points that we had, the last 60 days and the previous 60 days, we're going to compare that data, and we're going to tell our GPT column to give us a score of engagement from 1 to 10. And then we're going to ask it to also score the previous period from 1 to 10. And we're going to highlight what events we consider critical. So we can consider purchases, checkouts, add to carts. Those are high value events. And then interest events are like product view, wish list add, search, and then maybe lower value events are sort of log in and log out, right? So we've given GPT a bit of the framework to work from, what we expect the output to be. And with that context, I now want to tell it what I want to return. So I want to return the current score, the previous score, the numeric change, and the trend. And I can actually set that up in this advanced options piece where I can add additional output. So I have the current score, I have the previous score, I have the numeric change, and I want these all to be returned as numbers. And then for the trend, I want it to be returned as a string. And so we'll preview that, and we're going to get 4 separate columns for each one of those values, but it's all within the same context window. And you can see that we have the current score, the numeric change, the previous score, and the trend. So we were previously at 5, we moved up 1, and now we're at 6. And you can actually just come into, I can pick one of these and take a look and make sure it makes sense, and I can validate the data. So the current score is 5, changes is -2, it's decreasing, and I can just tell automatically visually that the previous kind of period had more events. So likely this is accurate in that it is decreasing. And if you wanted to look at the quality events, so if you really wanted to take a look at what type of events, you can do that. And then once I'm happy with that, I will just click out of here. And so from here, what you're going to do is you're going to sync this data back to Braze to create that segment that we started with at the beginning. So you'll come into your Braze and you'll create this sync where we send over these data points, right? We send in the engagement score, the trend, and the previous engagement score, which brings us right back to the beginning where we can use this data in any marketing campaign to re-engage our high value customers. And that's it.